In the opening 12 hours alone, the US military executed close to 900 strikes. Let that absorb for a moment. 900 in half a day. These strikes came from ground, sky, and ocean, and they included unmanned aircraft. This wasn't a minor warning signal. It was a coordinated, multi-domain offensive built to overwhelm Iranian defenses from every angle simultaneously. And the footage you're watching right now, these direct hits on infrastructure, are part of that initial wave. You're looking at strikes on command facilities, radar stations, fortified military positions, and other critical nodes of Iran's defensive grid. Some of these targets were hit by cruise missiles, others by fighter jets, others by drones diving straight into their objectives. Because when you open with 900 strikes in 12 hours, you're not testing, you're trying to cripple. One of the most remarkable aspects of Operation Epic Fury has been the visible involvement of the US Navy's carrier air wings. Footage captures F-35 stealth jets launching from the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln. These aircraft are the Navy's carrier-based stealth fighters, built to bypass radar and hit targets hundreds of miles inland without detection. In the footage, you can see them carrying a single Sidewinder air-to-air missile externally, while likely storing additional weapons inside their internal bays to maintain stealth. That combination is intentional. The external missile provides immediate defensive capability, while the internal payload keeps their radar signature minimal. Alongside them, we're observing F-18E and F-Super Hornets loaded with 500-pound precision-guided bombs, the kind capable of tearing through hardened structures with exceptional accuracy. They're also equipped with medium and short-range air-to-air missiles, in case Iranian jets attempt to intercept. And here's the reality. These carrier aircraft aren't hovering 50 miles offshore. A carrier strike group can project force hundreds of miles inland, launching wave after wave of jets. It's a floating airbase that can travel 30 miles in a single hour. So picture this. Your Iranian air defense radar displays lighting up, multiple incoming tracks. Some are drones, some are stealth aircraft barely visible. Others are cruise missiles hugging the ground. How do you prioritize? What do you engage first? That's the pressure Epic Fury was engineered to generate. Now here's where things escalate further. Video has emerged showing KC-46 Pegasus refueling tankers departing their base in just 2 minutes. 5 aircraft in under 120 seconds. That's not standard training. Why does this matter? Because stealth bombers like the B-2 Spirit don't operate near the battlefield. They fly from the continental United States thousands of miles away. A round trip from Missouri to Iranian targets can stretch well beyond 10,000 miles. And a B-2 doesn't just need fuel once, it requires multiple mid-air refuelings. That's where the tankers become essential. The B-2 is uniquely equipped to carry massive bunker-buster bombs designed to penetrate deeply buried installations, the kind of fortified sites Iran has spent years reinforcing beneath mountains and thick concrete. No other conventional aircraft in the US arsenal can deliver that level of deep penetration with the same stealth capability. If B-2s are heading toward Iranian targets tonight, it signals something significant. Not a demonstration of power, a decisive strike against high-value, heavily protected assets. And here's the unsettling part. Those aircraft would cross oceans, refuel mid-air multiple times, strike their targets, and return home, possibly without ever being spotted. How do you guard against something you may not even see approaching? While aircraft controlled the skies, the ocean played its own quiet but lethal role. US Navy vessels positioned in the region launched Tomahawk cruise missiles, long-range precision weapons capable of traveling hundreds of miles, skimming just above the surface before striking with pinpoint precision. A Tomahawk doesn't roar in like a fighter aircraft. It glides, it navigates terrain, it can adjust its path mid-flight, and it can hit within feet of its designated target. Launched from destroyers and submarines, these missiles allow the US to strike inland targets without endangering pilots. Imagine standing on the ground near Tehran or beside a remote military base. There's no alert siren for a Tomahawk specifically, just an explosion. And then the realization that the strike originated from a vessel hundreds of miles away. Ground, sky, ocean, all synchronized. That's how you compress 900 strikes into 12 hours. For the first time in actual combat, the United States has deployed low-cost suicide drones known as Lucas, the low-cost unmanned combat attack system. Each one runs roughly $35,000. That's a fraction of the price of a cruise missile, and they're designed to be deployed in massive quantities. Instead of sending one expensive weapon toward a target, you dispatch dozens of relatively affordable drones. Some may get intercepted. Others will break through. It's a saturation approach. These drones can hover in the sky, identify targets, and then dive directly into them, detonating on contact. They can overwhelm radar systems simply through sheer numbers. And when paired with stealth fighters and cruise missiles, these drones complicate the defensive equation even further. But Epic Fury isn't purely about offense. It's also about preparing for retaliation. The United States has positioned Patriot air defense batteries across the region. While specifics are still developing about their exact deployment in this engagement, their presence signals anticipation of missile counterattacks. So, how does Patriot function? At its foundation, the Patriot system uses powerful radar to detect incoming threats, whether ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, or aircraft. Once a threat is confirmed, the system calculates its trajectory in real time and fires an interceptor missile engineered to collide with the target at tremendous velocity. It's not simply about exploding nearby. Modern interceptors frequently rely on direct collision, kinetic force, destroying the incoming threat. A ballistic missile traveling several thousand miles per hour gives defenders only minutes, sometimes mere seconds, to react. The Patriot system automates much of that sequence, but human operators stay engaged. Now picture Iranian ballistic missiles rising in response. Radar tracks climbing arcs. Patriot batteries lock on. Interceptors fire. Mid-air explosions. Will every missile be neutralized? History demonstrates that no system is flawless, but layered defenses significantly improve the chances. And that's the tension hanging over this entire operation. Operation Epic Fury has already transformed the scale of U.S. strikes against Iran. Nearly 900 strikes in half a day. Carrier-based stealth fighters, long-range bombers potentially crossing oceans, cruise missiles from naval vessels, swarms of low-cost drones, defensive systems waiting on retaliation. The infrastructure hits visible in this footage aren't isolated explosions. They're components of a synchronized campaign built to overwhelm, penetrate, and disable. But the real question remains, was this the climax or merely the opening act? The next 24 hours will reveal whether Epic Fury stays a contained operation or transforms into something far greater. And if B-2 bombers are indeed airborne tonight, the world may wake up to an entirely different phase of this conflict.